Welcome to Oh My Word, Season 4, Episode 4. This is Reading Room. Tonight we're going to be doing what we call Prose. So you can come on the open mic between now and 8:45. We're going to have prose. You can do poems, of course, as well. Alright, you're going to have a bit of time to do what you have to do and then tell us a bit about yourselves. And then also we're going to have Shakira Stuart, Black Tea and Honey, as our featured guest at 8:45. So stay tuned, okay? Get everyone that you know to join us here on Oh My Word tonight. It's going to be a very, very, very good show that we're going to have in store for you tonight. Shout out to the beautiful Black Tea and Honey, who is our featured guest here tonight. She's on and she's ready to go from the outset. Looking forward to seeing what she has in store for us tonight. Shout out to Beijing Passion Poet. Shout out to Spoken_T1. Yes, indeed you are. Of course, you're free to come on and share what you have in store for us tonight. You know, this is an open live. We are welcoming each and every one of you to come on and do what you have to do. Wow the crowd, wow me, and I'm going to promise to do the same as well from my end. Alright? In the background, until we have everyone coming to the stage, we have Tef Hinkson Flowers. This is a local artist, ladies and gentlemen. That sounds brilliant. Sounds good. Alright, you pull a poem from that, and then I'm going to hit you back with a poem from my book, This Is I, which has not too long come out this year. So let's do it. Let's get into it, Passion Poet. Let's see what we got.
My little finger pack more than your trigger finger. The only trigger you trigger is special moves. Nobody better move. I'm in a 38 special mood. Got headshots that could dead drop Betty Boop. Hashimu, bang-a-lang, that's the onomatopoeia. These niggas mirror, I just call them as I.
Shout out to the Black Buddha 246 and shout out to Coach_Mariposa.
It's one of my favorite poems. It's actually called Oops.
Right.
Alright. Oops. Excuse me. Your superficiality is showing. Better close your lips. Shh. I don't need to be knowing the color of your bitter soul. Start pulling your Freudian slip back down from off your hips, because with everything you're saying, you're just exposing more and more of your assumptions. Stop flopping, letting us see all your business, because you're not good with concealing the wedgie caused by having your panties all in a bunch. The problem is this. I already suspected your shallowness. Your mistake was speaking, opening your mouth, and thus effectively raising all doubt. But before you mute, tell me, what exactly does an erotic poet look like? You whisper behind hands that if my abs were flat and tight, that I would be appealing. That based upon the type of words I'm spitting, my physique should resemble a Greek god. Maybe Adonis? Well, I'm sorry that my looks don't rock your boat. Just know that every quote I do is meant to lubricate your mental labia, to make you feel sexy, even juicy. So exterior appeal is not as important to me as it seems to be to you. Beauty, to me, is an internal affair. My words are meant to excite your soul, not just your body. Don't get me wrong. I do want to make your body hum too. I want every word I speak to strum sensual rhythms across your sex, voicing incantations that put bewitching hits upon your mind and make you hum. Making you dare to strip off something underwear for comfort's sake. But if, for fuck's sake, you can't get wet because you can't set eyes upon a bulging set of pecs, then that isn't my problem. It's yours. I don't write for you, live for you, do 3 sets of sit-up hoping you accept my pen or my penis. This is not a popularity contest. I've done too much growing, knowing that that changing myself to please others just doesn't fucking work. But know that you might miss out on a trip around the world my tongue can take you on, as tales of lust are spun with skill until your entire body hums with the attention I give to your secret places, as I place my pinkness deep inside your wetness. But oops, excuse me, your superficiality is short. You will go to your grave never knowing the type of loving you could get from this sport. All because the packaging does not meet society's ideal of beauty. Trust me. But tell me, are you all you want to be sexually? Do you look at yourself and say, damn, I'm fine? Do you? Do you? Because I do. And that's that piece.
That was amazing, man. You really laid it all out.
Yeah. That was a true story.
Yeah, true.
That was a true. I was literally coming off stage. I overheard two girls saying. One girl said to the other that she loved my poems. The poems made her wet, but because I was not, I wasn't built like an athlete. She wasn't gonna get. She wouldn't approach me to give. I'm like, are you serious? Is that really? Like, you missing out, bro. You missing out. And you're not just because you're not just missing out on the physical attention that you would have received. But you're also missing out because the superficiality got you. You're not thinking straight, so you will miss out. And like I said, you missing out on the tongue. I will say, I will be wicked for 2 minutes because I am passion poet, and I will say that my tongue is called the evangelist for a reason. Because when I start to suck, you will see God.
Love that.
There.
So tell us more. What is it you have coming up for you this year? What else you have going on?
Well, truth be told, I have not been writing much. I have books and books in my mind. I will admit, I have like 4 books or 5 books that are in my mind. But to be honest, I focus all my attention on Passionate Words, which is, for those of you, RhyMinister. But yeah, I focus all my attention right now on Passionate Words. And for those of you who don't know, Passionate Words is my company. I assist authors, assist writers in becoming first-time authors. Well, I mean, if you have books already, you can still come to me. But I do focus a lot on brand new authors and get them through the door, because publishing is something that, although is not that hard, well, it's not that hard for me. It does have a lot of different steps that brand new authors they don't really know, what they're, how to navigate. So my company helps you navigate through that. If you go onto my page on passionate.words.editing246, you'll actually see I'm starting to build back up my new page, because the old page, Instagram, won't let me verify it. So it's still there. I can't access it. So if you want to see what I was doing up until last month, you can go to passionate.words.editing without 246. You'll see all the stuff that we've had there. And we just passed 1,000 followers. But now I have to build it all over again, because I cannot verify. I can't verify my account anymore. Instagram did a whole lot of shit, so I am pretty much.
Well, it's Instagram after all. These whole things that's happening.
Yeah, it's true.
Very true.
So we just building. I think sometimes though, I think it might be not like I wanted to lose my 1,000 followers, but at the same time building again. allows me to build on Facebook as well. So Facebook is building, Instagram is building. People all right now. I did a Facebook ad, and I'm getting a lot of attention from Trinidad and Jamaica as well as Barbados. So yeah, the company is growing.
No, that's great, man. That's very great. And honestly, guys, ladies and gentlemen here today, I'm just gonna let you know he is a fantastic guy at his work. He is very, very professional. He does an amazing job. I'm actually working on getting my book published in terms of the hard copy, and he's been doing an amazing job thus far. And also, the featured guest that we have on tonight, he has also helped her to publish her book as well. And really, yes, the work that he has been putting in, time out, he always has his mind churning, thinking of ways to make the book the best that it can be. So I really want to say thank you on behalf of myself and Shakira in advance for the amazing work that you've been doing, man, for sure.
Thank you so much. No problem at all.
No problem guys, at all. Make sure to follow Bajan Poet, Passion Poet. Also, make sure to follow him on his page as well as it relates to the business. Make sure to follow him right now. Don't waste no time. Follow him if you want to get your workout. The best way possible is to go through Mr. Passion Poet. We have with us as well RhyMinister, who is Mr. Oh My Word himself, the myth, the legend. How are you doing tonight, sir?
Mighty good, mighty. Just coming through to get some support. I see Robert in the space. I was here looking to see if I could find his book off his shelf to read something from it, right? But I can't see it right now. I know where you want to put it. So, right. But yeah, I just came in. I was saying I probably would do a story off the top of my head, like a freestyle story. People could obviously put words in the chat if just observe a little bit, and then you could toss in any words if you care to. Now, this time I read to a friend of mine. She was trying to get her nephew to drop to sleep, and he wouldn't drop to sleep, right? So here goes. This is from a series that I will eventually write called The Mighty Mr. Mason. That's the name of her nephew. Mason was restless, but his aunt really needed to sleep. No matter what she would do, he just would not settle down. He was trying to run around, escape her embrace. He just wanted to play with toys all over the place. She had just carefully put everything back where it belonged, and Mason decided, no, he won't play with these toys. So he shuffling, trying to get out the bed, taking up a few things, scattered them here and there. But it meant she feel it putting up she here, but she was able to get him to settle down enough so she could call me and tell this story. So he listened intently, watching this foreign face through the screen, figuring out what words it would use to take him off into his dreams, right? So what she told me that she did to get Mason to actually settle down was give him a bottle, not the bottle with the green top, not the bottle with the yellow top, but the bottle with the blue top. For some reason, whenever Mason had the bottle with the blue top, he would settle down. So as I was telling the story, he held on to the bottle with the blue top, and then he started to imagine himself going outside, floating with the blue top in his hand, passing chickens, passing cows, passing the telephone booth, seeing the train pass in the distance, because Mason really loves trains. He really loves trains. He was training himself, and he would be like looking at the train, hearing it too. Then he started to fly, because this bottle was a very special bottle. It was magical. He went all up into the sky, passing. He saw a bird. He said, "Hi, good morning." Well, "Hi, good night, bird. Hi." Then he went a little bit higher. He passed a plane, and he paused a little bit, and he was like, I like planes and trains." He continued to go up higher and higher and higher, all up into the stars. And he remembered how his aunt would always tell him that he is a star, and he will grow up to be very big and accomplish great things. And then Mason realized something. He had this sensation. One would think that is because he was running out of oxygen, but it really is that Mason just started to feel a little drowsy, because the tone of my voice apparently is somewhat monotonous, relaxing, and deep. Mason could no longer feel his heart beat as strongly. Eyes started to drift down. He started to fall slowly back down to the earth. So he passed the plane, passengers waves, but that was nothing that was on his mind. He just was there floating coming down. He passed the bird chirped. Now Mason still floating coming down. Passed the telephone booth. Passed the cold mood. Mason barely could mumble. He passed the chickens. Floated back through the front door. Fell down next to his aunt. And then found himself drifting asleep. So that's my story. I actually told that kind of story, so I figured at some point I would write it. So yeah, that's my entry into the Prose open mic for the night. And I hope other people will follow. It's good to see Robert. Robert, when last thing to you?
Hey, well, get me going.
Boy, I didn't know about
Boy, things rough, boy. That time we used to see each other every day or at least twice a week.
every week, every week.
Boy, like, COVID is saying out. Even before COVID, we didn't see each other all the time, but we would see each other in passing, or you'll be doing something, I would check it, or I'll be doing something, you would check it. Yeah, man.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was fun. I want to write some more in that series. It'll be the Mighty Mason. I think it's the Tales of the Mighty Mason or something like that.
Well, when you're ready to publish it, come to me, because I just released another children's book from one of my authors. So she has 2 children's books up now. And that sounds like a great story that would be good for Bajan children.
Yep.
Yeah, man, I must applaud you too, because you're doing a lot of great work with different authors in the community, and that's fantastic, because almost everybody's got a book. Be like, yeah, passion poet, passionate.
Let me tell you, COVID. Yes, COVID. We talk about how bad COVID has done in terms of relationships, but let me tell you, people sit down home and write because they have now had the time. COVID was that national pause, and a lot of people finally had time to go into their passions, no pun intended, because they were not running that rat race. They had to slow down, and a lot of people wrote books. And now, like, I had a conversation with someone from Cot Printery the other day, and they said many people write books, but they then call Cot asking how do they get them published. So it's like, I'm having discussions with Cot. Maybe they can send the people my way, and then I can, when it's time to actually get them printed, we then go back to Cot then to actually get them printed. So there are discussions in the works and all around.
That's good, man. I can jump off here. I hope somebody else, could have a story that they could come and share with us, because there's a prosaic open mic that we're trying to push this to be. It's a reading room. Yes. So hopefully somebody else may be inspired or may have a story that, they want to share.
Yeah,
so I can hop out here,
no problem.
Robert was the first person on the open mic, Enrico, or because I got here late?
First. Yeah.
All right, cool. I can jump out here. I can jump out, man.
Yeah.
See y'all from the chat.
Yeah. And they can probably do the same and give somebody else a chance to come in. But like I had to come on, not just for myself, not just for you, but again, I'm really, really proud of Shakira and this book that we did together. I mean, I'll tell you people, you need to get the book, and I'm not just saying that because I helped produce it. I sat and I read that entire book of seven C's of self-transformation. It is an amazing self-help book. Going through self-love. I mean, definitely love is a part of the book. It is a really awesome book. Yeah. So, I'll give somebody else a chance to come on as well. But definitely this was awesome. And I definitely think I need to come back on
you do.
Mics a little bit.
Definitely do.
Yeah, man. I think that to help me get back my spark for writing. I think that's what happened. I missed my open mics, and it got me to the point where I feel like writing the most. So I think I gotta start back by coming to open mics and sitting in the back like I used to, and then move from there. So yeah, I think that's the move going forward.
Yes, indeed.
All right.
You really, really should. I enjoyed listening to your piece.
Well, thank you, man. Thank you so much.
All right, guys. That was Robert, Mr. Passion Poet himself, and that was also Kiyoma, RhyMinister. Now, I am going to let you in on a couple things, all right? First off, this shirt is brought to you by Bajan Fan Zone. Belgium Fan Zone, you can check them out on IG. They do amazing work. Customer service is immaculate, is fantastic. They will not disappoint. This shirt, I know my is only up and down, but we also have Liverpool, Chelsea, as well as Arsenal, and any other European clubs that you are looking for. They have it in store for you. So check out Belgium Fan Zone on IG. Also, if you wish to donate to us by supporting us on PayPal, it's paypal.me/246 ! By sponsoring the show, shoot us a DM if you are interested in collaborating with us. All right. The next show that we have coming up is Furthermore with RhyMinister, Marlo, and Emma on Saturday at an earlier time than usual, which is 3 p.m. EST and 4 p.m. AST, which is also Belgian time, to accommodate for the Going On People's Choice Awards, which is this Saturday and Sunday. Also, remember, guys, this is Reading Room, so we're looking more at the prose, but if you still wish to come on and do a poem as well, you can do that. We have up until 8:45 before we welcome Miss Black Tea Honey, which is also Shakira Stuart, her government name, and she'll be coming to share her experience of her new book and also read some excerpts from that as well. All right. And I see that we have a change here, so it's not paypal.me/246 ! So we're just scrapping that exclamation mark and we're leaving it just as 246, okay? Now, moving on, we have myself here. There's no long list. Mr. Rap, you can come on and share your work. We're happy to have you. And welcome, Belgium Fan Zone. It is greatly appreciated as well. Thank you for the amazing shirt that I'm currently wearing. Thank you very, very much. Have me looking clean. What's up? What's up? What's up?
What's good?
I'm good. I personally have not seen you in a very long time. I know RhyMinister would have seen you, Ray would have seen you, Marlo would have seen you as well, but I personally haven't seen you, so it's good to see you again. Finally, it's been a long, long time.
Yeah, I was on the live last night actually.
Yeah, I actually was at work, unfortunately.
It's been a minute. Like with work and school and just, trying to balance everything in.
Yeah, correct.
I'm not sure if you heard or saw the live last night.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So we went in depth actually because I had some books out, but I decided to take them off and take them down entirely. And so my thing is I don't know if I'll put them back up. I honestly don't know at this point. What's next as far as whether to keep writing or to take a break. I haven't really made a decision yet.
All right. Well, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna give you my 2 cents. My 2 cents very quickly, right? I know sometimes we go through our different challenges, our different situations in life. There are times where we may seem as though things aren't going the way we would expect them to. Things weren't going as good as life probably thought for us, or we would have thought for life. But at the same time, it's about digging deep within yourself, deep within what you want, what you need in life, and really seeing if it is that you wish to put yourself out there. Again, no, I would have read your work, I would have seen your work, you would have shared your work on the live before, and every piece was a telling piece. It was informative, it was special, it was as if it was you reading or writing that piece. So for me, I would encourage you to write more and to put your books back up and see where it goes, where it takes you, for not only yourself, but for the audience and the readers as well. But at the end of the day, it's about you and it's about your growth and where you see yourself going, not just this year, but for the next 5, 10 years, even 15 years. All right. So it's just something to think about. But I'm not about to stop here. I want to get into what we have here tonight. I want to experience you through your eyes, a piece from you. Let's hear it. What do you have for us tonight?
Yeah, so I guess it's like a fan favorite, I guess, called ID. Let's see. You can hear me, right?
Yeah, definitely.
All right. Like sands in the stolen space of an hourglass, the present steal from the future gift of stolen past. From stolen clans to stolen lands, stolen hands controlling brands, stolen ideas from stolen man, stolen gems for royal fam, stolen wealth in pockets of swollen pants, swollen bodies from whips and swollen egos, not holy man, swollen bellies from stolen virginity from a holy man, stolen lyrics from spiritual singing in codes on stolen instrumentals, while stolen eagles and symbols from temples. Stolen religions and times to resemble. Mysteries are my stories remixed. His stories, history is not official. Names in place, stolen and erased. Her story, misplaced and displaced, like sperm and stolen embrace. Now the stolen pigments complement the sentiments of Willie Lynch's. Till stolen kinship, swollen members, and mental illness share stolen differences. Stolen medicines replaced with prescriptions of white supremacists. Stolen beauty replaced with self-hatred images and competition. Now stolen officials who stole the system. Criminalized indigenous indigents with stolen witnesses. Becoming stolen innocent victims found guilty of stolen goods in prison. With stolen dreams and stolen vision, like the limestone stolen from the pyramids, replaced with religion and stolen myths for the ignorant. Since the Genesis, the Exodus won't even make it past Leviticus, because the stolen inscriptions now belong in museums for visitors. Now we idolize stolen statues from our God's children, who have stolen identities and stolen significance. Now the revolution is stolen with whispers from snitches like Benedict. So the true owners offer repentance and turn the cheeks that the thieves should benefit. Scholarships for knowledge stolen from the descendants of the ones who invented it. Stolen copyrights from the author's penmanship and instruments. Stolen like Joseph from Jacob moving up the ladder like Black Wall Street businesses. Minstrel shows with stolen nigga lips used as representatives. Ball stealing is a little bit worthy of forgiveness. As long as you pay taxes, stolen from wealth, interest slips, my African American citizenship ID.
Bro. When you were reading it, right? It felt as though you were going back in time to the point where you wrote it and feeling everything that you felt at the same time. And for me, listening to you, it gave me a sense of like I'm trying to find my own identity. I'm trying to figure out what the same thing that I would have discussed with you earlier. What I'm trying to be about in my life. Where do I see myself? Where do I see myself going? Different aspects and different variations of my life. So that's a very telling piece, bro. And I really and truly enjoyed it. And I'm sure that everyone here would have enjoyed it as well. And everyone that will listen and watch it afterwards too. So thank you for sharing that, bro.
I appreciate it.
Yeah, bro. We have time for one more piece from you, if you have one.
Yeah, let's see. Man. Like this one is I wrote a while ago too. Called Delirium. I haven't been outside. I haven't been outside in about 3 weeks. Ain't been drinking water since the heat peaked. Think I need a release. Learning quickly that it's difficult to speak peace when the only thing that you see are such bleak pieces. In between these days and nights passing, the feeling of impending doom is breaking my passion. Used to have drive like 85 Aston. Now I find peace in decay and high fashion. Wait, maybe that's why I stay inside rapping. Instead of facing shit, I just evade it till it's done. Hope eventually I'll make it where he's from and have a little bit of happiness to lay beside his laughing but fuck. It ain't healthy when escape is a person. It ain't healthy living like this. It ain't healthy to debate if it's worse when you're alive versus when you didn't quite live. And that's a question lately. In this realm of chaos, will the selfless pain help to pay off the debts that I've accrued? I'm stepping to the tune of the moon, trying not to let my feet miss a beat till it's through. And it's difficult gliding through a pivotal moment with the feeling that no matter what you do, you can't control it. So I'm in and out of consciousness, dripping out of common sense. I'll be driving myself crazy until they're listing my accomplishments. And honestly, this shit is a mess. Every breath is like a hit in the chest. I name my poetry after qualities I wish I possessed, and I just wish I could give it a rest. Delirium.
That's deep, bro. That's deep. That's deep. Please think about what I would have talked to you about earlier. I know you have a lot on your mind. I know you have a lot to think about.
Yeah.
So just give it some thought, huh? I'm sure that those persons that would have read your books before, that would have heard your work before, would really love to see you out there again. I would love to see you out there again. So again, don't do it for them, though. Do it for yourself. Make sure that you're covered, okay?
Absolutely.
All right. All right, bro.
Yeah, I'll be on again soon.
Love that. Love that. All right? All right, you
Peace.
take care, buddy.
Peace.
All right, now I have a few co-hosts on this show. We have expanded. So it's not just RhyMinister, it's not just Enrico Suave, it's not just Ray_Rights, it's not just Ray Rights. We also have Enrico and we also have Marlo, and they would have done books as well. So Enrico Suave, which is me, This Is I would have released a book just this year called This Is I, My Mistakes Are My Learning Trends. You can check me out on Amazon. You can also click the link in my bio as well. All right. And every single link that I'm about to bring to you is in our bio on Oh My Word 246. All right. We also have Irija the Dawn. Irija the Dawn has a book called Raw Soul that came out in 2020. And Marlo Brown, he has a book called Pictorial, Writing for Stars That Want to Return to Constellations. That was in 2019, as well as Marlo Brown Presents The Young and Gifted, and that was just last year. All right. Also, we have some very, very special guests to mention as well. We have Going On, all right, and they are for Barbadian Arts and Culture, and you can follow them at What Going On IG. We have the Zion Network. You can follow them at the Zion Network on IG as well. And we have Wanna Pick'em. So follow Wanna Pick'em on IG. All right. You can follow me at Enrico Suave 1215 as well. All right. Now let's see here. I'm going to go with something off the top of my head. All right. Don't usually do this, but here it goes. It was a beautiful summer night, and her body was glistening with the moonlight. She was in dark melanin, sun-kissed, blissful, sweet honeydew. She was beautiful, not just in brain, but also in body. A work of art that God appreciated with every ounce of his being, truly. She was sweet. She was tender. For a second, they didn't even want to touch her. She was just that masterpiece that you can only see in museums. She was a goddess. She was a Nubian black queen. She was the best thing that I've ever seen, witnessed in my being. To me, she was life. I just wanted to give her my all. It took moments, even less than that, before I kissed every facet of her. And grabbed her, caressed her, spanked her, then laced her with dick. And every inch that she took, she screamed, and it was so legit. It was pure. It was angelic, magical. Some would even call it spiritual, holistic. She was just everything. She was the person I've wanted in my life for all this time. She was perfection. She was an art from the greatest artists. She was everything, and God knows she was worth it. So he laid me right to her so I can live with her, so I can be with her from now until forever. A treasure. And add smart the spot on her back. And that's why place might come until later on, where I place it inside so we can have children after that. She is my everything. Thank you, Passion Poet. Thank you. I'm trying to actually match your energy. I have a piece that I'm not going to share just yet, but I'm sure when I do it, it's going to be on possibly On My Word After Dark. We'll see how that goes. I'm going to try to get RhyMinister back onto the stage. I'm not seeing him in right now. In just about 4 minutes time, we're going to have Shakira Stuart, Black Tea and Honey, come on to the live and bless us with not only her beauty, but also her work. And she is an amazing, amazing, amazing artist. Shout out to Irija the Dawn, one of our co-hosts here on My Word. She is an amazing poet as well. She is one of the best female artists, female poets in Barbados. Goes without saying, she does amazing work day in and day out. So please check her out on IG, check out her work in her bio and also our bio as well. Now, I would have invited RhyMinister onto the stage, but for whatever reason, he's unable to join. All right, so if it is that Mr. RhyMinister can get himself back up and running, we'll be good to go. If not, we can go straight into our guest feature for tonight, Shakira Stuart, aka Black Tea and Honey. All right, I am sure Shakira is more than ready to get onto the stage and bless us with her work, her book, all right? The 7 Seeds of Self-Transformation. It is an amazing piece, all right? I still have to get my copy, but I will get it. But I know that based on conversations that she and I would have had, it is a truly, truly inspirational piece, one that every woman, man, and child should get. Don't waste time. Don't waste time, all right? You have one book for $35. You have the journal for $20. You get both together, $50 Barbados. It's a deal. It's a steal, basically. You can't lose. All right? So, Shakira, if you're ready, just give us a thumbs up, and we'll have you come onto the stage, and we'll get right into it. First of all, we're going to get into this bio. All right, so her name is Shakira, and she is the founder of Black Tea and Honey. Black Tea and Honey also doubles as her pen name. Her background is quite diverse. She has an undergraduate degree in Spanish with management, and she taught both in Colombia and Barbados. If that's not diversity, I don't know what it is. In addition to offering private tutoring as well. She then transitioned to an offshore company where she's been for the past 6 years. It's quite impressive. Just over a year ago, she discovered that her real passion is teaching, but not in the traditional sense. She aims to teach love, grace, healing, self-confidence, and faith, something that I need personally. And she uses this experience as well as to learn an intuitive knowledge in order to teach. She holds certificates in life coaching and spiritual life coaching with the online learning platform Center of Excellence. She is also involved as an avid reader and writer. You may view her work, her writing on her IG page, blacktea.honey, or her blog page, blackteaandhoney.blog. She has just published her first book, The 7 Seeds of Self-Transformation, along with the companion journal. So before we get into a little bit more, Miss Shakira, can you tell us 3 things that I would not have mentioned in that bio just now about yourself?
3 things. I love animals. I love a piece of sleeping. Like, that's one of my favorite pastimes. I might even love it more than writing, but right now, you can't get compensated for that.
Right.
A
It's a
third
tragedy,
thing,
yeah.
a third thing is, I thinking, I have a serious sweet tooth. And right now, my main sweet is jelly beans. Like, I be hunting all over for jelly beans all the time.
Same. My word. Same.
So that's 3 things about me that I could think of right now on the spot.
Impressive 3 names. And I'm sure a lot of persons would like to get compensated for sleep as well. Jeez, brother. I feel like if I put in an hour today just to get a little compensation, it didn't work out for me though. However, we move.
She reason she liked jelly beans, and that made me feel that I need an ice cream replicator in my house. That's what I feel right now.
Why someone in the chat saying that nobody ain't eat jelly beans since primary
That
school?
is called that person a hater. That's your sister or a very close friend. That's a sister. That's somebody that family to
It is
you.
a close friend. It is a close friend.
That's also
Oh,
that's
okay.
a long time
Yeah.
hater, a day one hater. That's somebody that love you, but there's always be looking, giving you enough thought. That's true love right there.
Well, I actually went to the supermarket this week, and my sister and I bought the last 4 packs of jelly beans that they had in Popular Supermarket. Like,
Oh, it's you. It was you. You understand?
It was.
I got pull up.
Your sister is a trooper here.
No. What we're going to do, just before you get into your book and give us some answers from the piece as well, tell us a bit about Black Tea and Honey. And who is Black Tea and Honey?
All right. So basically, Black Tea and Honey started as just a name for my blog. I read this book called The Subtle Art of Not Giving a Fuck, and I feel like that kickstart everything that you see here today. I remember reading this book on the plane on my way to Carnival in Jamaica. On my way to Carnival, and I'm deep inside the book. And the book was basically saying, like, stop overthinking things, stop overthinking life, like, just do the damn thing. You got this idea, try it. It depends, like, we are always afraid of failure, but it depends on your perception of what failure is. And reading the book definitely reshaped how I viewed failure. And for me, if I try, it's never a failure. So it was like, yeah, I can do this thing. And I remember going to a few of my friends, maybe 3 of them, 3 of my closest friends. And it was like, I gave them a list of names. And I said, tell me which name you prefer for my blog. And I think that one other person chose Black Tea and Honey. But for some reason, Black Tea and Honey, like, it was just sticking out for me. So I was like, yeah, I can go with this one. This is my pen name. And I feel like initially I had the name, but it didn't carry the strength that it does now. It didn't carry the meaning that it does now. I can't tell you exactly how I viewed the name back then, but I know for sure it didn't have the depth that it has now. So right now, for me, black tea and honey is a representation of me as a black woman, as a woman coming here to do things on this earth and leave a mark. Black tea is a strong tea. When you want that little kick, you get black tea and honey. There's also a lot of sweetness to me. It could be very gentle. It could be very kind. You know, two sides to a coin, basically. So that is what black tea and honey is to me. That's what you will see in my writing. That's what you will see in my posts on Instagram. You can see the strong side of me. You can see the intelligent side of me. You can see the sensual and sexy side of me. I just bringing all sides of black tea and honey, and I had to kill the fear of showing who I really am. So yeah, that's black tea and honey right now.
And that is deep, and everything that you just said, ladies and gentlemen, is facts. Everything from her IG post, everything about it just embodies exactly black tea and honey. It expresses who you are as a person as well and what you're all about. So truly,
I would
thank
say
you.
quickly that book club also is very instrumental in my journey too. Like, doing what I'm doing right now, having similar minds in the group. So I was very happy to see Shakira do it. I was very proud about that. Also, I benefited a lot from everybody in there. I can join in with the next book, but that's a promise. So if when they see me slip in, when I can say, but you could say screenshots, whatever, screen recordings, I can be there. So Shakira, so proud of you with everything you've been doing on and off screen. That's dope stuff.
Thank you.
Yeah, true, Ronald, for real.
It's facts. It is facts indeed. It is facts indeed. But without further ado, let's get into this book, The 7 Seas of Transformation.
Yes. Before we get into it, I see somebody quick there asked, was this book club that they're interested? The Black Tea and Honey Book Club. It is basically a WhatsApp group. I look for PDFs of good inspirational books that I can find, good self-help books, and I host the meetings on Zoom. They're usually on Tuesday nights. Anybody that's interested could just shoot me a DM and I would tell you more about the book club. The book club is for anybody just looking to improve the self, just looking to express the self, looking to network and connect with other people. We're like-minded and alike, but still so different in the book club. Like, sometimes there's got some hot debates in there and stuff like that. But and Kioma could tell you, but at the end of the day, it's the whole thing is based on mutual respect and wanting to learn from the next person. We ain't just learning from the books. We listening to each other and broadening perspectives and stuff like that as well.
That's dope.
You told me that I could get into the book, I could read.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay, cool.
Talk to us.
Okay, so there is one poem that I would like to read, and then after that, I am going to list, because the book is based on 7 seeds, 7 themes. So I'm going to have someone choose one of the themes after I list them, and I would just randomly read something from there. But first, I feel like I wanted to read this poem because I think that of all the poems that I wrote in the book, so each chapter begins with a definition of what the seed is all about, and then there's a poem. Then I get into the work of what the word is all about. So this poem that I wrote under patience, I think that that's the one that really resonated with me the most throughout the process of writing my book. I had to remind myself a million times over to be patient. Up to tonight, my boyfriend was like, I remember when you was a grouch, when you was writing that book. Shout out to Robert, Passionate Words Editing Services. He saw me anxious, he saw me impatient, and he saw me calm down. He helped me to calm down. So just respect to all the people that was there throughout the process, because it wasn't easy. And I am naturally an impatient person. Can't help it. Nah, I can help it, but It's something that I'm working on. So I for the poems in my book, I did not even give any of the poems a title. So I guess the title of the poem would be the title of the seed, which is patience. I slouched down on the ground, hand gripping my chest. With furrowed brows and my face masked by sweat, I always contemplate the end when I can't control my breath. Heart thumping, brain overheating because it's been in overdrive. Trying to get fearful thoughts to subside. 1, 2, 3, breathe in. 4, 5, 6, breathe out. I've repeated this exercise 5 times now, but it's getting no better. In fact, the panic's growing stronger. What they call anxiety feels like execution to me. But just when I felt like I was out of luck, a soft voice in my head told me to look up. Reluctantly, I obliged. Now I was staring up above wide-eyed. Looking down at me was a clear blue sky. There was a stillness, one that I never knew could exist. It felt like peace, perfection, infinite bliss. As I got lost following a cloud, I heard the voice say, listen now. A light, gentle whistle serenaded my ear. This was a sound I've never before stopped to hear. The song of the wind. I could have been singing, but I was always going, worried about the next thing. In my warped, twisted mind, I was always running out of time. Now I was watching the leaves blow, swaying nice and slow. Then I thought about how they fall and bloom, with the changing seasons reminding me of my own transformation. Except that I'd always resist. I could only dream to be as graceful as this. Accepting growth when being watered, and embracing shedding for rebirth when the water runs dry and the days get hotter. There's never any urgency, just an intuitive feeling to let things be as they should be. Now my heart rate was steady and my breathing no longer heavy. As I took in the lesson nature taught me, I saw patience in nature, and in my nature I saw patience. Once I let go of my resistance and embrace the joy of being present. Black tea and honey. So
no patient.
that's just a little reminder to be patient and stay present. They go hand in hand.
I really
You have no idea how much I needed to hear that right now. After you hear her yesterday and today, definitely needed to hear that for sure.
I
Yeah,
think
you were saying
that we get caught up and like we neglect the present moment so much. Like
we do.
they're sitting down so much right in front of us that we should be feeling blessed for, and we just thinking about project I gotta finish, the thing I gotta get up and do tomorrow morning early, this body that I gotta link with later, or this body that I gotta call later. Like sometimes I just pray, like when I realize that I'm worrying too much because it turns into anxiety for me. I don't know how many people deal with anxiety, but it's not easy. Like all this crap going on in my head got me uncomfortable, got me sweating, got me feel just generally uneasy, unwell. I just feel it in my stomach. And I just remind myself, all right, like be present. What is that going on around you right now? What is that? Focus on your circle of control. So that poem for sure is my reminder, and I like keep promising myself to return to it all the time.
I love that you have a poem at the beginning of every section. And what you're saying is true. Like I really growing up historically, I guess coming out of an argumentative household, I had to learn to rely on a lot of peace, right? Because I had a lot of anger in me too from different situations. So I had to rely on being tranquil. So when I was like depressed to like maybe you could say the middle of last year, I was still dealing with, I would get real anxious, but then I was able to find, not last year, sorry, 2020, I was able to find a peace So now I back to what I consider to be what was normal historically for me. And it feels so good. Like I would be feeling anxious and I would go and sleep or go in bed, get something to eat, go for a walk, or I would just sit down and meditate. You know, so for me it's like self-love is an everyday thing. People say things like, you know, you just go take a day off in your week or every month that thing feels it's like what use that care every day. You just clean your house like, you know, every week, something every day. You just eat every day. Well, you can't have self-love every day too, right? So even if it's 10 minutes, 5 minutes, whatever, is a serious thing. Is what actually matters in our lives. So I'm glad that, you know, you was able to write that book because I know from reading your blog, you know, your perspective is amazing. And I'm glad you was able to put it in your words because you could read any book, but to read, you know, your book in your words, that would help people to see, you know, where you at and all that, right? So I think I'm glad that I'm real happy you got that book.
Thank you.
Yeah, big ups to Diamond in the chat.
Most definitely. Now you said you were going to allow persons to choose a theme?
Yes. So the 7 seeds of self-transformation are awareness, acceptance, gratitude, love, faith, patience, and discipline. So I want somebody to write in the chat one of those words that I just listed, and I will read something from that chapter.
Just put this down here. So we have awareness,
acceptance, gratitude, love. Somebody just say love.
Yeah, I know many people like to say love and truth.
And somebody below that said discipline. So I can go love and then discipline.
Sounds good.
So love.
I read you jump in there without all caps loving. Because lowercase loving good enough apparently, right? I read you go or proper case. It gotta be uppercase, right?
It has to be.
I believe so personally as well.
So I actually did a video on my page and I read a bit about love. So I try not to read over the part that I would have read before.
Gotcha.
Okay, so I will read what is love to me. So first I asked the reader, what is love to you? So they have the opportunity to think about it. And if they want, they would journal what love is to them. And then I went on to tell them what love is to me. Love has perhaps been one of the most impactful seeds of my personal self-transformation. Love for me was like the glue that held everything together. I'd go as far as to say that love was my super seed. I say this because I had to learn to fall deeply in love with myself in order to practice awareness and acceptance in a healthy and meaningful way. Self-love usually talked me off the edge and took the self-loathing gun away when I felt overwhelmed during these practices. It wasn't always pretty. Love then held me gently and soothed me as I practiced gratitude. And just when I thought that love did all that it could do, love taught me to have faith in myself, to have patience with myself every step of the way, even when I made mistakes. And the culmination of my acts of love for myself was holding space for the person I am now, while simultaneously practicing discipline and putting in the work to give myself everything that I desire and deserve. Love didn't always look this way for me though. If you ask me what it looked like a few years ago, I'd paint a totally different picture. Back then, love meant romance, love meant passion, love meant sex, love meant relationships. Love meant choosing hell with someone over peace in solitude. Love meant breaking up to make up. Love meant amazing highs and equally intense lows. Love was an adrenaline rush. Love was everything I saw in novels and movies. Love was flowers, kisses in the rain, soft giggles under the sheets, cute photos, date nights, and eventually kids and a happy family. My idea of love manifested into my reality. I chased relationships and all the things that I thought love should be within those relationships. A lot of the time, I wasn't even in love with my partner. I was in love with my idea of love. And I was willing to do anything to make it work. Life has a funny way of teaching you lessons, though. I had to learn some hard ones to change my idea of what love looks like. At one point, I even thought I was a love addict. When I began therapy, I told my therapist this. I eventually figured out that I couldn't be addicted to something I never truly experienced. So that is for the excerpt on love.
Now, most of what you said, funny enough, had me thinking about an ex of mine whose birthday, ironically, is today as well. Yeah.
Shout out to a February born.
Impeccable timing she has. But no, everything you would have mentioned is true, and sometimes that's exactly it. Sometimes we're not in love with the person, just the idea of what love can be and what we expect love to be. So that is, I was just about to say, it's very profound, very, very profound. And in fact, you were able to capture the essence of that, of love, from your standpoint, but I'm sure for many others as well, was truly beautiful.
Yes, thank you.
Yeah, I love it. I love it. You know, I like the growth in it too, right? The honesty, the vulnerability in it, because everybody out here trying to learn and grow, right? So the things that we would do when we're younger, when we get older, we could then look back at it and say, I could see how I've grown, or I could see where I might have had look at saying a particular way. But the fact is that the way that you related that is saying that anybody could tap into and say I could see, where I would have been at, or I could see where I at now and how it could grow. So that's something I appreciate about your perspective. People, when they go, definitely check out the blog, right? Follow Shakira if you're not doing it already. Top left, click down arrow black.t.honey, and you read that blog there. A lot of gems inside there for real. It's a vulnerable, honest look at self, and that's what self-love really is. And yeah. So I tracked back in the chat, and somebody was saying discipline was first. I believe love actually was the first thing I saw on the list there.
And I saw love and then discipline.
And discipline was close behind. I think somebody near Anne had said love first. So over to you again, Shakira.
So discipline.
What happened there, Enrico?
I'm going to share this, right? Because we're all family here. My brother was about to order food, right? So he knows that he's not supposed to say anything. So he's trying not to talk. I was like, just message me. The man is there literally touching his leg and his thigh, asking me for what a leg and thigh snap. That's flipping hilarious.
That man is an official ready player too. That man out there doing charades, I think. That's actually.
So when I realized, I was like, oh shoot. So yeah, that's what I was.
I love that.
But we're doing.
That's dope. That is dope.
All right, so discipline. The part of discipline that I am going to talk about is the misconception, or as I call it here, the vilification of what discipline really is. Generally, there's quite an intimidating connotation of what discipline looks like. The narrative that is pushed is one of torture, suffering, and becoming one with misery by working yourself incessantly, all with the objective of achieving your goals. Just step onto social media and you will see it in no time. No days off, team no sleep, and late nights, early mornings are just a few of the terms thrown around to symbolize hard work and seriousness about achieving goals. Often the goal is to get rich. So many people still believe that this is the solution to all of life's problems. So they subscribe to the grind culture of get rich or die trying. Actor, businessman, and former stand-up comedian Steve Harvey once said, rich people don't sleep 8 hours a day. Rich people do not sleep 8 hours a day. Steve Harvey lost a fan in me, but I'll go on. And one of the richest men in the world, Bill Gates, said, I never took a day off in my 20s, not one. To be fair, Gates did follow up by saying that he didn't recommend this method as most people wouldn't enjoy it. Though he gave that piece of advice discrediting his method, some people might see it as somewhat of a challenge. Oh, you're saying that you could handle it, but I can't. Let me prove otherwise. Because the fact still remains that Steve Harvey, Bill Gates, and many others got rich by living that way. So it is normal for persons to seek to imitate them in an effort to reach success too. This is how an unhealthy lifestyle lays a focus on goals is born. Burnout is worn as a badge of honor. Pushing yourself past the limit is seen as true drive and discipline. Symptoms of anxiety and depression are ignored. Taking a break to honor rest and relaxation is seen as slacking off. Taking time to recharge is considered time wasted. And there's an immense guilt that accompanies any moment of unproductivity. Furthermore, productivity becomes a measurement of self-worth. What if I told you that discipline doesn't have to look like this? What if I told you that discipline is not a method of torture and punishment?
I tell you why I love that, right? Because you brought so many facts from different perspectives. Like when you said Steve Harvey, I remember him saying that, and indeed he lost a family when he said that. To be honest, right? But it's very true. We in this day and age we are not as disciplined as we would want to be. I know there are moments where I think for me it ties in a bit with my impatience, where I'm not as disciplined as I would like to be as well too. Right? So it's just about finding what works for you, finding a balance in the patience along with the discipline to continue to move forward and to make your life a lot better for yourself as well. And that helps again with the same self-transformation and self-care, self-love too.
Exactly.
I think it's important. You go ahead, Shakira.
Yeah, I won't go into what I describe true discipline as. I want you to buy the book.
Yes,
but
I think that's a good fair thing to do.
But like, really, I was subscribing to this same thing, and in the middle of writing my book, I went through a period of depression. Like I was out from work and I couldn't even find myself. I was just generally and genuinely unhappy for a whole month. Even when I went back to work, it was no kind of catching back myself. But it's like if you are that hard on yourself and calling it discipline, you're unhappy, you're not eating well, you're not sleeping well, or experiencing other symptoms telling you that something is not right, listen to your body. You worth something outside of the work that you do. Like people don't understand that just by being here, you are worthy. You can take a break. I mean, I still love Steve Harvey. All jokes aside, I still love him. He's very funny. I could see the ambition. I could see the drive. Steve Harvey and a lot of others went from absolutely nothing. But know what works for you and listen to your own self. Like if you quiet and just be still and listen to your own intuition, your own gut feeling, your own heart, it would tell you what works for you. So I love Steve Harvey, but I can't follow what he's saying.
You can respectfully disagree. I see on
I respect.
Arkin says Dalai Lama says he tries to sleep 10 hours a night. That sounds like success in my book. And then Passion Poet said, I've learned to discipline myself to rest when I need to. It's imperative. I can't be at my best at my job if I can't rest. Right?
It's facts. You can see that. Like even for me, if I don't get rest, I promise you I'm gonna go and sleep with the gas Because I'm from a destination. When I go and speak to them, I'm not going to be as energetic, as lively, as enthusiastic about my work. But if I do get my proper rest, because it is indeed imperative, I joyous, I laugh with them, cracking jokes the whole night. So it is very, very true indeed. It's all about discipline for sure.
Yeah. Again, well, Ronald says different formulas for different folk. Like, that's a good point. You need to know what's work with your body. Generally, across the board, all humans need to breathe, eat, sleep. You know, like that's kind of like how cars need gas and to drive, right? So sometimes we be trying to push ourselves, and sometimes you just need to take a step back to go. Some people will have a higher threshold and will be able to sleep less. Some people need to sleep more. But the important part is realizing how much sleep you need. I function best when I have as much quiet around me, or at least if I have peace and tranquility within me, which usually is what is, so whatever I could do to cultivate that, it helps me to go forward. Anyone has any questions for Shakira while, we are chatting or she's reading, you could click the down right, at the bottom, you have the question within the thought bubble. You could click that and you could type the question there, and then Enrico will be able to see it on his end.
For every question, we get all the questions answered tonight.
For sure.
For sure. But I actually have my questions for you. I have one question for you at the moment. What was the reason for this book and journal by extension?
The reason for this. I feel like I have a message to deliver that's a lot bigger than myself. I feel like right now, this book is just the first step. It's just the beginning. I went through a lot, especially in romantic relationships. And for a long time, I used to be asking, like, why me and why this got happened to me? And I even used to say things like, I ain't got no luck. Like, I have since reshaped my thinking and reshaped my inner dialogue. I speak to myself differently. And I was able to answer the why me, because I have to help other people through my messages. So there's this saying, I can't remember it exactly, something about teach a man to fish. Okay, give a man a fish and feed him for a day. Teach a man to fish and feed him for a lifetime or something like that. So basically, planting the seeds to help people work through difficult times. I don't just want to be a shoulder to cry on one time, or I don't just want to tell you everything gonna be okay and here's this tissue. I want you to have the tools to work through something difficult. And I got the tools from my therapist, I got the tools from my meditation instructors, and I got the tools from a lot of books. And I felt like I wanted to offer tools as well. And that's the reason for the book.
That's dope. That's dope. We truly appreciate the fact that you made that happen, to be honest. Right? But I want to also know more about the process behind bringing this book, your dream, into reality.
Boy, it was ugly sometimes. When I look back on it, it feels like I just write a book, that ain't nothing. But when I really sit down and study all of the details and all of the steps, it's like, it's a big deal. I deserve to celebrate this. So I started out by saying I am going to write a book. From 2019, I think, is when or 2018. No, it was 2019. I started doing vision boards. So if I don't do a vision board for the year, I will do affirmations for the year, things that I want to achieve. Initially, I knew I was going to write a book, but I didn't know exactly what. So, let's backtrack to the beginning of last year. I also wanted to increase my social media presence and like let people kind of have a better view or a better insight into what's on my mind. So I decided to come up with a theme every month, and I would write short. What you would call them?
Short little quotes or short
Yeah,
phrases.
quotes. Yeah, quotes. I would write short quotes based on the theme of the month, and I would write a blog post based on that. And I was in the process of writing another book, which I started February last year. I was forcing it, but it wasn't flowing. It felt painful writing it. I was like, geez, I gotta deal with this again. But I was like, something's supposed to come out of this. That's what I was convincing myself. And one night, I was just up late as usual, and an idea just hit me. It's like, you're doing these themes and things. How about combining the strongest ones that you feel would help people grow and evolve? And that's where the idea came from. And from there, the writing basically started to flow. There were times where I was too impatient with myself, and times where I guess I had a lot of self-doubt and a lot of questions. Like, I was questioning myself a lot, and I was dealing with a lot of other stuff in my life. And it made me pause on the book. But in the end, when I kind of let go and let flow, like, I find that everything just came together. Like, I strongly believe I was supposed to write this. This was supposed to get out. This message is important for somebody or some people. Like, this is something big, and this is something important. After I finished writing the book, I immediately contacted Robert, Passionate Words Editing Services, and I told him, hey, this process is new to me. Like, a book is X amount of words. Help me. What's happened next? We had a 15-minute discovery call, and we took off from there. The beginning of November, I told him that. And just before the end of the year, it was before December 31st for sure, just before the end of the year, my book was being uploaded to Amazon while I was on a meeting call with Robert.
That's dope.
So, friends, people that's host open mics, or if you're looking to host open mics, because they're inspired or whatever, if you want a friend to come and be a feature on your show, find a way to get them to write a book. Because I remember I had asked Shakira this before, and she was like, "Oh, I don't know." But now she here, so when
I felt like I feel like I don't just want to step into the spotlight for stepping in the spotlight's sake. That's not what's important for me. I want to bring forward something. Like, when Enrico asked me to come back, I was like, this is timely. This feels important. Like, I feel like I really have something to say. And I hope that people could hear the passion in my voice, because I am very passionate about my book. Like, there were other goals that I set for myself, like having a newspaper article about my work and stuff like that. And I felt like when it first came to mind, I was like, no, it's not the time. And now I feel like now is the time.
I understand that, like this we had open mic, and this one was a comedy. We had it in person open mic, and I glad that Samantha said that how strong her voice is, right? This, and I probably would have commented on when we had the live in person open mic, and I was saying, like, Shakira's come out there, Rishi Port, everybody was quiet. Everybody's being really quiet. Listen to what she's saying, right? And I also saw the word on your page, so that's one of the reasons why I would reach out to you to come and do it. But I can understand everything is done in your thing. You still here, and you got poetry, you got the transformative message in you. But and it's amazing. I just happy because I didn't want you to be on your platform before, and you're here. That's what I feel.
This brings us back to patience, one of the 7 seeds. Look at how they all come together.
No, well, trust me. If I don't think I got anybody that really know me, that don't think that I'm patient, I got even more patience than them probably even should think that I have.
Nah, for sure you are. For sure you are a patient person, because what I could say is that I was hesitant and I kind of didn't give you a firm reply, but you never pressured me and you never like pushed me like, can't do this thing, man. And like you checking on me multiple times and would just say like keep going and stuff like that. So I feel like you allowed it to unfold as it should have, basically.
Yeah, like Liam Neeson, right? Pick up a lot of skills in my time. You know, when you grow in like a quarrelsome family or a family, like I have been like the pillar for enough people. Sometimes I would hear people talk about how they're feeling down. Now, I know what I just go through. I know how sometimes it could be hard on myself, how anxious it could be or whatever, but I always had a friend in patience and tranquility. I don't be patient in every instance, but because I have that deep-seated patience, it's allowed me, you know, to deal with a lot of things. So when I realize that somebody might be hesitant, I could figure out, you know, why, and I could see. So, you know, it's just a matter of, it's kind of guide, you know, like be supportive and people do what they're doing regardless, you know, the timeline that they'll be on. You just get there. Because remember somebody was telling me that they think that too, like life getting away from them. I can be 40 this year. I doing all my work in a sense. I don't even know where I can go. For a season, I didn't think that I would have had a team and all that stuff. I don't even know a lot of stuff I don't know, and I feel overwhelmed. But the point is, I did something, and I did something, took a step, another step, and that's how it's be.
Very true.
That is very, very true indeed. No, what I wanted to say before we move on to the next question, guys, if you have any questions, you can place them in the question box at the bottom, and I will just make sure to read them out so that Miss Black Tea and Honey can definitely answer them for you. I want to say that along with Pop Poet and many others in here, that you're strong. You have a very strong voice indeed, and you can tell the passion coming through your voice, even coming through your messages when I was making sure that everything came up good moving forward for tonight. You can see that you're very passionate about your work. You have been patient in getting the book out to the point where now is the right time to make everything just fall right into place for you. And at the same time, I think it's the perfect time for many others, especially now trying to get back into a new norm regarding the pandemic, to have something to help them transform themselves and grow into a better person. So for you, what do you think the response, or what have you seen the response like since releasing the book?
The response has been great. like I like I was like this whole team with me, like all these people supporting me for real. Because honestly, I came from being a wallflower, and I have tried to communicate more with people, and like I will write my blog posts and people will come and say, you know, I could relate to XYZ and stuff like that. I have a short conversation with them and stuff like that. And it was just me trying to connect with people more. And I didn't realize that I was building a support system. I didn't realize that I was building a set of people that will be proud of me. I didn't realize that I was building a set of people that would be willing to invest in me and my dream. And when I dropped the book, I saw it. Like even before I had copies in hand, I had a list of over 20 people that told me, like, shout me as soon as you get them books, because I want one. And then I cycle back through that list when the books came, and I tell people, well, here, hey, the book's here now, and this is what you have to do to to secure your order. And more than half of the people came back and was like, money sent. You got my support anytime. Looking forward to the launch. I can't wait to be there. Right now, the journals that I brought in, they're sold out. And the books, I have a few of them left. Like, the response was overwhelming. And I just like hoping to keep the momentum up. And I hope that the people that support me really see the value in my book and tell others about it, and just let, you know, one person tell another, one person tell another, and just let the message really get out. So like, I just want to take the time now to thank every single person that has come to me and say something as simple as congrats. that means a lot to me. People, I see so many people reposting my posters, reposting my posts about the books, and they're like, this is just little old me. All of y'all doing this for me. Like, it even felt overwhelming at a point in time. I had to remind myself that I absolutely deserve this, that I worked hard for this, and this is as it should be. So the response has been great. The support has been great. I cannot complain. I'm so grateful. Like,
Enrico,
I don't even know what else to say. I'm just
Enrico trap back. They see a question coming in from the chat itself, right? And I also see Passion Poet saying, he says, and I quote, "Listen to me, keep my book. I can't for it tomorrow." That's what he says. You see the question I meant, Enrico?
Get your
See the
book.
question. All right. Before I get into the question, I'm going to say also the launch is tomorrow from 7 until 9. Also, you can let us know where exactly it's going to be.
The launch is going to be at my friend's place bar. That bar is in St. Lawrence Gap. It is, if y'all know Jade Garden, it is closer to the end of Gap. You know, Jade Garden is closer to the end of Gap. Just past that restaurant, you will see the chattel houses where they sell souvenirs and stuff like that. There's actually a bar there at night. The bar is what is takeover. It's a real nice, cool, laid back vibe.
Right.
And that is where it will be. People could pass through to show their support, purchase their book, have their book signed, chat a little bit, have a beverage or two. Yeah.
Yeah, that was what's up. My friend's place is a very nice spot indeed. So it's great that you have it there. And hopefully everything should go well. All right. I'll make sure to dip out of work and come and support as well.
Thank you.
Now, on to the next question. We have, what advice would you give an aspiring author / writer? That's from Sam Ayan.
What advice would I give them?
Yeah.
My advice would be keep writing. Share your talent. When I started writing my blog, I didn't feel like my writing was that strong. Like, I've always loved reading and I've always written poetry and stuff like that. But it's not like I went and took a writing course or anything like that. Like, this was just me doing my own thing, letting my intuition lead me. And I feel like if you feel passionate about something, keep at it. Share your work, get feedback, network with other writers, find somebody that inspires you, and read their content, study their content. Like, all of these things help to build you as a writer. And if you have a strong feeling that you want to do something, or something is to come from this particular gift, then go with that feeling. Because for years I was telling myself, I'm supposed to write a book. I can write a book. I want to write a book. And then I finally said, you know what? This is the year that I am writing a book. I am a published author. I was saying it before I was one. And I guess like that advice could go beyond advice for an aspiring writer. This advice is for anybody with a dream or a goal or a passion. Tell yourself that you could do it and start to make things happen.
Well, in the chat, we see a Janelle 1879, aka my big sister. She said, "Thanks for the inspiration," right?
You're welcome.
Honestly, everything you would have just said, because I was asking similar question like that a few weeks ago. Everything you just said, I echoed every single word, because it's the honest to God truth. You would have felt at times when I first started my blog as though my work wasn't worth it. It didn't mean much. I didn't think it would have captured the audience and those reading as well as it did. And then to be able to grow from that to where I am now, and for you to grow from where you were to where you are now, is truly an amazing testament to the hard work, dedication, the determination and discipline to put yourself and get yourself on a higher pedestal for yourself and for others to enjoy and to also resonate with what you've been writing and going through. So honestly and truly, that is amazing.
Those who feel it know it. So
It's very, very true.
So like you know exactly what it is.
For sure. You know, we have just about 7 minutes left. So Shakira, if you wish to read another excerpt, short excerpt from your book, you're free to do so. If there are any more questions from the audience, please feel free to ask your questions now as we're getting ready to close up on what has been an amazing night with Shakira Stuart, Miss Black Tea and me, who has brought out her book recently, The 7 C's of Self-Transformation, along with the companion journal. So without further ado, one more excerpt from the Miss Lovely Shakira Stuart.
So I saw someone would have asked me, my good friend Cindy asked for me to read something from Acceptance. And I know that at this point in time that this will be important to her. And I know that at one point or another, all of us struggle with acceptance. Like, I myself, like, I was stuck in denial about certain things for a long time, but I can't even begin to explain the peace that acceptance brings you. So I'll read part of Acceptance. This subchapter is called Unconditional Acceptance. With great awareness comes the challenge of acceptance. I know what you're thinking. Another challenge? The deeper I go, the more there is to uncover. Or maybe I'm completely wrong and you're enjoying the journey so far. Regardless of whether you're experiencing some joy in this journey or not, you're still here, and that's a good sign. It shows your commitment to, or at the very least, your interest in this process. It shows your willingness to acquire new knowledge for your own self-development. It shows that something is resonating with you. Now that you have delved into awareness and discovered new things about yourself and all that surrounds you, acceptance comes into play. You might wonder how. You realize all these things about your thoughts, your behaviors, and your actions. You also realize so many things about persons and situations in your life that cause friction. Just because you become aware doesn't mean that you automatically accept. Sometimes our first response is to resist when we encounter something that we perceive as negative. Who wants to embrace something undesirable with open arms anyway? Well, does it sound crazy to recommend that you do? Arthur Rubinstein, one of the greatest pianists of the 20th century, once said, "Of course, there is no formula for success, except perhaps an unconditional acceptance of life and what it brings." Could you imagine accepting everything that is thrown at you as it comes? Just going with the flow and letting things unfold as they will anyway? The concept sounded absurd to me when I first heard it too, but there's method to the madness. And I go into an exercise, so I'll share this exercise. Answer the following questions honestly. This is another great journal exercise. It's okay if your answer to some or even all of the questions is no. This is a safe space. Absolutely no judgment. Do you accept yourself just as you are? Do you accept the uncomfortable feelings that arise when you do your inner self checks? Do you accept your power? Do you accept the situations that you cannot change? And do you accept the situations that you can change?
I think that we were able to end off on that for sure. Continue.
And the reason, I'll go on to say that the reason for accepting things that you can change is because acceptance is part of the process. You first accept it, like this is reality, this is what it is. Is this something that I can work on? Yes or no? If no, it ends as at acceptance. If yes, how will I work on it and put something in place? You work on what you can control. Don't sit in denial. Don't sit in regret. Start to work on your acceptance.
Honestly, like I said, I'm glad we were able to end on that particular note because there are a lot of things that I personally need to accept. Certain things that I know that I wouldn't be able to change, that I was unwilling to accept. And I think from listening to that piece, as well as knowing that I have to do better for myself, it makes me want to really just accept things as they are and grow and become a better person. And I'm sure that you have touched not just myself, not just RhyMinister, but each and every one of the guests here in the audience tonight. Really and truly. RhyMinister, there's anything that you wish to say?
No, I mean, I'm thankful that she, came on the show and also dropped all the knowledge, from her experiences and all that, because a lot of things she said, I just find myself telling myself recently, I had to remind myself, I think it was yesterday, that even with all the challenges that I might face now, like every challenge that I have ever faced in my life, I've always come up with some solution, even if it would have been asking somebody for help. But it's always be a solution. We have such a great power in ourselves when we give ourselves a chance. So, being familiar with the book club and all the conversations we have had, I understand where she's coming from. And also, sometimes you just gotta give yourself the grace, give yourself the chance. Just gotta remember, like, if somebody come to me saying, this is how I feel, Kioma, I know how I would treat them and how I react to them. So it's like I deserve just the same for me. So I just gotta remember that all the time. And as I continue to step into the uncertainty of the future in terms of anything that could come my way, challenges, successes, and the failures that will help me to succeed, I can just keep pushing. And I'm happy that you was able to capture your thoughts, you pushing it out there, and that you have such a community around you that you built, around you, truly commonalities. And I looking forward to everything that you will continue to do, because you see other stuff, you got Armored by Black Tea Honey, you got the book club, the Black Tea Honey book club, you got the Black Tea Honey blog, you got Emerge Empowered by Black Tea Honey, which is saying that you working on now.
Yeah, I would have done a workshop at the end of last year,
right,
about releasing to help people to step in to the new year, like on a positive note, with certain goals and intentions in mind.
That's dope.
And I haven't had many conversations with you, Enrico, but I've had a lot of conversations with Kioma, and like I always appreciate his vulnerability. Like there's so much strength in that. Like he would just say what he's feeling, say what he went through, say what's on his mind. And I want to encourage more people, especially men, to do that. Like we are all going through it. And Kioma mentioned a word that I want to reiterate to end off. Power. Like you are powerful. Know your power. You are powerful. This book is just a tool. You know who can do the work when they read it? The person itself. You will do the work. You are powerful. I had to remind myself of that to get where I am today. And that thought is what will help push me forward. I am powerful. You are powerful. I just want to remind everybody of that.
Yes, indeed. And you are indeed very powerful. Your words carry a lot of weight, honestly speaking. Every word that you have spoken tonight has really touched and has really impacted many people here tonight. And it will continue to help everyone grow in their own world, in their own lives, in their own journeys and travels, right?
There's one more thing I have to say. Sorry about that, Enrico. Like being somebody that has hosted open mics for over a decade now, right? Like I entered Shakira, remember I had told her that seeing her perform, I could see that power, I could hear the voice, I could hear the passion for the work. And this one of my gifts as a person, as an open mic host too, is like I would tell people about this way I could see in you. Like so it's good to see that. I didn't even know he was gonna do a book on all that. I just simply trying to get she to come to open mics more, but she comes to open mic with a book, with a brand, everything. So like, you're doing it. So I so happy right now. I so proud. Is a joy to see the growth, and then even in your growth, you have been able to contribute to me along the line of me still doing Oh My Word, because you would have been around when they started out with the Forerunner with what's called it Open Mic Wednesdays in 2019. And you would know a bit about the challenges they had through the book club and other ways. So congratulations, and I'm really looking forward to everything else that you do. Go ahead, Enrico. Sorry about that, but I just felt I needed to say, yeah.
No stories, no stories needed. Honestly, I'm happy that you would have said that, because I wouldn't have known all the growth from the ins and outs from her from before. But I can definitely see it and hear it coming through, not just you, but from her standpoint as well. And I continue that I am hopeful. I'm hopeful that 5-10 years down the road, I'm also able to speak more of her growth in time to come. So I am very, very happy that we were able to get you onto the stage to share your book, to share your journey and experience. I'm sorry that I had to come at the expense of RhyMinister missing out on being the person to be the technical host. But
no, I good, man.
He seems comfortable where he is.
I good. I actually glad you doing it, really, because reading room was your idea, So I'm glad you.
Fair. But no, honestly, it was indeed a blessing to have you. Any last words? Anything else that you wish to share?
Oh, I just want to say thank you for the opportunity. I really, really appreciate it, and I feel like reading room is a brilliant idea, and I think it will only grow from here. Like, I really want to see a bigger space and more recognition for all the creatives in Barbados. Like, that's the truth. And I just speaking growth on all of your projects right now, and I just looking forward to seeing what will come. And again, thank you so much for allowing me to be here.
You're most welcome. You're most welcome. Guys, continue to follow blacktea.honey. Check out her book. Go to the launch tomorrow at my friend's place from 7 until 9. If it is that you can't get a book, let her know that you're going to get a book. Have a beverage, chat with her, see what that powerful mind comes up with on the night as well. And stay tuned for more from Shakira Stuart. Stay tuned for more from Oh My Word 246. We're going to be back here again on Saturday with furthermore, and that's going to be featuring RhyMinister and Marlo Brown as the hosts on that night. And also, just going to let you all know as
possibly
well.
Possibly Emma, because Emma will be there as well.
Possibly Emma, yes.
If they both come, they will be there, yeah.
Yeah, for sure. All right, so make sure to pass through. Always stay locked and linked to Oh My Word, because we have amazing things coming up as well. Also, make sure to tune in to the Going On People's Choice Awards, because that's going to be on Saturday as well as Sunday. So it's going to have many different creatives talking makeup artists, nail techs, chefs, open mic, poet, book, music, everything that you could possibly think of. They have that they're going to be giving awards out to. All right. So just as RhyMinister has right behind his, that's your right shoulder, right, sir?
Right. That's my left. Yeah, that's my left. That mirror. It's can't be the same thing as the opposite, buddy. It can't be the same as the opposite. You drink tonight?
You're in a Belgian. Yo. Anyway, right. So right above his left shoulder, you are going to see one of the same awards. That was the best open mic that was last year. So if it is that you want to stay locked in, you can check it out on streaming, on YouTube. They're going to have everything for you as well. You can always check our bio. There's some links in there that you can check out on Linktree. You're going to have Enrico, Marlo, myself, Enrico, Suave, as well as many other links that you can check out. All right. For now, until Saturday and until the next time, this has been Oh My Word 246. This has been Reading Room, and we have had the amazing, the lovely, beautiful Shakira Stuart, Black Tea and Honey. And we have RhyMinister too. We have RhyMinister in this space as well.
You know the
All
reason
right.
why he come here? The reason why he came in the room is because Shakira is here, and I decided I can come here and show support straight up
See,
in this space, you
you,
know?
I tell you, boy, it's always the men is always follow the women. If I was on this stuff, he didn't coming on. You understand? There's no
That's
talking.
a lie. That's a lie, Enrico. Go back and watch the lives that you host on. Don't pretend. I even
Jeez, you
host
bring.
this when you. I can even host this when you didn't even when you come make it. So don't
Man,
come with that.
I got selective memory.
Shakira watched that. Shakira watched that. Shakira watched that night too. When it was Marlo, it was Lashana, and who else? The other person that was there. There had two women. I read you. So don't come with that here. Don't play that game.
You know, I got my love, bro. You know
I
how
feel
it
like you
is.
drink again tonight though. You had drinks before you come on this here. You ain't gonna ban you
No,
for drinking though.
no, but I about have to. I about have to. To be fair.
So it's the way for them. The thought that alcohol has got you tipsy. All right.
Nah. I can tell you what it is. I would say that I drunk love, but Shakira got man. Anyway, this has been another episode of Oh My Word 46. That's how I ended the show. Done talk. We out of here. Good night, ladies and gentlemen.
Peace and love, people. Peace and love.
Peace out.
Good
Peace
night.
and love.